Is there any way you think the Indian board, BCCI, can actually play a role in supporting Sri Lankan cricket at this stage? And the reason I'm thinking that, Arvinda, is because even in India, everyone still talks a lot about the 1916, and there is a sense that given that Indian cricket now has started to become, you know, there's a system in place. I think if you take 15 years ago, some of these things didn't exist even in Indian cricket. But now there is a robust domestic circuit. Now there is a robust franchise circuit. Is there a way SLC and BCCI can actually combine to give exposure and to give opportunities for Sri Lankan youngsters to come into Indian cricket and find a way of getting exposure and getting, uh, I wouldn't use the word training, but I would use more the word of getting a certain robust kind of experience playing cricket in India and therefore coming back and then representing Sri Lanka in a powerful way. And I do feel that if cricketers like yourself were to even approach people like Sunil Gavaskar and some of the stalwarts of Indian cricket, there could be a kind of like an arrangement made for that to happen. I just want to hear your thoughts on that and whether you think at all that makes sense or whether you don't see an opportunity of a collaboration like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think if you look at in the past, a dominant country was England and the county circuit.
Exactly.
So, and a lot of the international cricketers went and played cricket, county cricket, and that's where they got the exposure to come out there at international level and to perform, because a
Yes.
lot of the international players were competing and the standard of cricket was at a very high level. So, uh, similarly, in 1995, when I went and played a season for Kent, that is when I really realized my potential and started believing in my ability, because I started competing with all international cricketers. A lot of them had an overseas player, so I used to play against them. And then when I started to make runs, I started to believe in my ability, and then realized that these guys are just like us. Whenever in a pressure situation, they can crumble. So so there's no difference between them and us. So that gives you the belief that you can compete at the same level. So I think the IPL also has provided the same for the Indian cricketers, and some of the cricketers from Sri Lanka who's gone and played in the IPL has benefited the same way. So how do we carry on from there is what is important. I think that is where I think some of these cricketers fail
Yes.
uh, to understand that representing your country is more important, because without doing that, you will not get those opportunities. I think if you are focused and if you are focused in what you have to do and be an example, try to be an example from what you learn from the IPL, bring it back here and make the difference in the local arena. I think that is what you need to try and do. So it is exactly what I learned in 1995 is what I wanted to come back and replicate in Sri Lanka. In 2003, when I retired, I wanted to put up a domestic structure. The board invited me, so I prepared a proposal to try and restructure domestic cricket, because I realized over the years some of the experiences I've had. So it was a combination of both, which I wanted to bring to Sri Lanka and set up uh, a much more robust first class structure where the competition becomes a little bit stronger, but at the same time to give some of the youngsters who come out of school, to give them more opportunities uh, from the age of 19 to 22 or 23. I think 20 years down the line, I still feel we need to have something similar to that to keep um, uh, the keep the pipeline of cricketers coming through. So I guess unless we really sit down and work that out, um, India can help financially and giving opportunity. But at the end of the day, India being a very, very strong uh, nation, cricket playing nation now, obviously, as I said, can develop not only Sri Lanka, develop world cricket. Now they're in that sort of situation. Um, I feel that they will be happy to assist us. Australia did assist us in 1995 when we couldn't afford to have a coach and a physio. The Australian Cricket Board paid for the coach and the physio uh, at that time, and the Sri Lankan community in Australia also supported. So I think, see, that's why for people to support, uh, to get support is not a problem, and I think, but we need to show that we are willing to change and make the difference. So I think that is what some of these cricketers should learn from these overseas experiences, come back and give something back to make that difference. So you see the same thing in India. People are going to the US for education. They're coming back and serving the country now because they see a lot more opportunity in Sri Lanka, much better quality lifestyle for them because their native family, the country, and the families are all in India. So a lot of my friends from India who went overseas are coming back to India to serve the country, and basically they all feel that India has more opportunity than any other place. So I think, see, that needs to be created by the people who go get the exposure and come back, and it's the duty of people like us to try and set the example and take it from there.